Okay, so today I'm gonna do another paint with me, and I'm also going to keep it monochromatic because I'm really working on just getting Lucas or Killian or anybody who wants to kind of watch this and follow along with me some of the basics of feel for the water. So I'm using my big brush. This is size 24 and just a little brush around size 6. I have my water. Like I said, I have my little paint palette here. Just a little square piece of watercolor paper. I'm going to kind of just wet around the edges. And hook up some of the black. Lots of water. Just kind of put it in. You just kind of dip and dab here and there. Going all the way to the edges. We'll kind of make like clouds. You take a little bit more. Do a little bit darker up there if you want. Dip it in here or there. Like I said, we're just kind of getting a feel for the water. If it's starting to pool up here, you can tape this down. I'm just doing a quick one. So instead of letting it pool a little bit, I'm just going to dab it. Pull that color out. If you feel like you have too much paint on a section, clean your brush, dry it. Because it's really wet, you can pick up some water and paint. And that leaves you white space and dark space. Add some more darken up in here. Up here is your sky. I'm not really going off of anything, just kind of like my imagination. I'm just painting to have fun. And I know like Lucas likes to paint. He's my nephew. And Killian, my grandson. And Merida, my granddaughter. And they live between 2.5 to 3 hours away. So if I do something like this, they could kind of paint with me and have fun. And it's really easy. This is just kind of like I said, just get you to know some of the basics. I have some water down here with color. Just kind of letting it ride. Then I'm going to take my small brush. Here you could do trees, you could do hills, you could do mountains, you could do a field with flowers, you could do rolling fields. You could pretty much do a cityscape, anything you want. Let's see. Anyone who knows me knows I love, love, love my trees. I think trees are easy and they're beautiful, especially as you're starting out. The hills, you could do hills too. See, watch, we'll kind of do both. I'll take I have a little bit less water over here with my color. So you can see it's really liquid right here, which will make the color lighter. Or you could just get the color like that, which will make it darker. There we go. See, look. See, it's kind of starting to, if you tap, you get the idea of a background. Some trees in the background. Anywhere you want. Just do it how you want. This is your place. I used to watch my grandma. She would paint Bob Ross in her living room. And he would always keep saying, it's whatever you want. If you want a happy tree here or there, go for it. And that's really true. This is your painting. It's really easy. It's just a technique. Dot it while it's wet. And it kind of goes out like that. So see, now we got our sky. I am going to add a little bit more darkness here. And yes, I could tape this down and it would not roll like this. Normally I just leave the edges, but I'm doing it pretty easy. So I know my niece Leah, she likes to paint too. And it's amazing how when you sit and you watch the littles who are interested in art, they're really good. I've got to paint with Sam. I don't know if I've gotten to paint with Eli and Isaac. They're more football. The others are hockey. Carliana likes YouTube. She'll get a kick out of seeing Aunt Connie on YouTube. Or Uncle Kelly. Oh my goodness, he's so funny. We do have the basketball hoop in the house. And it's a riot. Okay, so it's kind of what we look like. Now we're going to go in, get your brush wet, add a little bit more water to your black. Going to go in with a little bit more right here. Oh, I want it darker than that. Go to another layer. I have it come up into that. And dot it again because it's still wet. You got some dry, some wet. So it's kind of making it look a little misty, which that's cool. There we go. Add a little bit dark down here. If you feel like right here the edge is too hard, get a little water. Just put it on here and kind of smooth it out. I think I need a little dark there. There we go. See, over here it's spread quite a bit because it's wetter. I'm going to go ahead and add some more dark and kind of redefine some of that. Going to get my brush wet. Let's go in again. Down here with the foreground. And here, I'm going to get really dark. And go on up. Go up into that. And it's going to blur, and that's okay. If it's too loose, go ahead and add a little bit more water. It's really up to you. Dot it. I would love to see whoever tries any of this just for fun. Let me know how it turns out. And kind of got all this misty. I'm going to soften these lines right here. Just add a little bit of water. Go in with some darker. Do some darker drops here and there. Do some darker drops right in there to pop some of those. I'm just taking it in. You can see dotting. And the more it dries, the less it will spread. See, and I think up here looks a little bit one dimension. So I am going to go up here. Now that it's getting drier, I'm just adding some dark at the top, like that. See, it's not spreading, so it's not wet. So I'm going to get water on my brush, just a little bit. I'm going to spread it out to where I like it, towards the clouds. See, now it looks like clouds. You gotta be decently fast, otherwise you might get a hard line, but if you do, it's okay. This is just practice. So pretty. You're just getting used to how the water works. Wet on wet, dry on wet. So you kind of got this background, different levels. We're getting pretty dry. I'm going to pause it for just a second. Okay, now it's a little drier. So I'm just going to get some more, just darker. You can see here. Pretty dark. And it's not going to bleed because it's dry. It's pretty dry here. So we're going to go in wherever you want some darker trees to be. This is your very foreground. And you can almost tell more that it's actually shaped like a tree. You can do bigger ones over here, because I have a lot of white space. You just kind of tap it, little squiggles. Kind of leave some color and space in between, because leaves are always not necessarily the same. I'll do a few more darkers underneath. It's gray outside, so there's not a lot of light. I have a cloudy sky. It's been pretty cloudy lately. Another one. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. This one be a little bit lighter because it can step back. Be more prominent. You can put them wherever you want. Just practice and have fun. Right here, I'm going to pick up some water. So I'm going to get my brush wet, dry it off. It's clean. Kind of pick some of that up. It's all pretty dark. Also, too, look, if you splatter some water on it, just got a little bit of water on my brush. Dab it to where it's not a pool, and tap your brush. See, everywhere where that water, you get these little cool effects. I love to splatter. I think it looks. So I am going to splatter some darker colors in there. Put a little bit on my brush. And bring that down. You can, if you want to, go back into here. Put a little bit more detail in there so they know that it's definitely a background and not the clouds, because your horizon line does have to start somewhere. Make sure it's more. But this is a very loose painting, just trying to get the feel of how the paints go. So, and specifically for the younger, my nephews and my grandchildren, and so I want to make it easy. I don't know if this is easy. Let me know if you think this is easy. And that's kind of it. This is where I'm going to, wait, I'm going to add more dark up here. And you could stop whenever you want. But you can see how I'm doing some things. Play with it till you think you're done with it. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave that. Let me know how yours turns out.